My sister Cassandra had a voice that could cut glass. "Enjoying your little trust fund, Olivia?" she asked, sipping her champagne. We were at our annual family dinner, a tradition I dreaded. The crystal glasses clinked, a sound that always felt like a warning. That $500,000 must make your simple life so much easier. I froze, my fork halfway to my mouth. The roasted asparagus suddenly looked like wilted dreams. "What trust fund?" The entire table went quiet. My father looked down at his plate. My mother's smile was strained. Cassandra's smirk was a razor blade. "Oh, don't be modest, Liv. The one Grandpa left us. Mine's been a blessing for my boutique. I assumed you were living off yours, what with you still working at that nonprofit." There was no trust fund. I would have known. My grandfather, a kind but simple man, had left behind a small life insurance policy, not a fortune. I looked at my parents. "Mom? Dad?" My father cleared his throat. "It's complicated, Olivia. We'll discuss it later." But later never came. Every time I asked, they changed the subject. Cassandra would just smile, that infuriating, knowing smile. It was a ghost, a rumor they used to keep me in my place, the less ambitious, less successful daughter. The truth began to trickle out a month later, not from my family, but from my 7-year-old son, Leo. He was playing with my old purse, a ritual he loved. "Mommy, look," he said, holding up a faded blue credit card I hadn't used in years. It was linked to a joint account my father had set up for me in college. For emergencies. I'd forgotten it existed. "It's shiny. How much money is on it?" I laughed, ruffling his hair. "Probably nothing, sweetie. It's an old card." But Leo, in his innocent, literal way, wasn't satisfied. He found my phone, opened the banking app I never used. I had my own accounts. And, because my thumbprint was registered, he got in. His eyes widened. "Wow, Mommy, you're rich," he exclaimed, shoving the phone at me. "Look, 130,000. That's $130,000. You should treat yourself." My blood ran cold. $130,000. I took the phone, my hands trembling. It was all there, a balance of $130,452.18. This wasn't my money. My salary was direct deposited into my own account. This was something else. I scrolled through the transactions. For years there had been small, monthly deposits, $500, $1,000. Then, 5 years ago, a single massive deposit of $125,000. The memo line was chillingly simple. "Trust fund disbursement, Olivia." Leo had just handed me the key to a lie that had defined my life for a decade. I felt the world tilt. All those times Cassandra had made snide comments about me coasting. All the times my parents had urged me to be more practical, like my sister. They had been feeding me crumbs of guilt while sitting on a banquet of my own inheritance. But Leo didn't know. His sweet, simple act of finding a shiny card had just started a war. I didn't say a word. I kissed my son's head, told him it was a boring grown-up mistake, and put the card away. But inside, a cold, hard resolve was forming. I needed to know everything. The next day, I called the bank. I posed as my mother, using the security information I knew from helping them with their taxes. The customer service agent was helpful. "Yes, Mrs. Sterling. This is the designated account for your daughter, Olivia's trust from the late Robert Sterling's estate. Can you tell me the total value of the trust?" I asked, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hand. Of course, the initial principal was $1 million, split equally between Olivia and Cassandra Sterling. $1 million, split equally. My share was $500,000, the exact number Cassandra had taunted me with. And the disbursements? According to the terms, each beneficiary was to receive $125,000 at age 25, another $125,000 at 30, and the final $250,000 at 35. We processed the first disbursement to Olivia's account 5 years ago. I was 32. I had received the first payment, and never known. The second payment of $125,000 was due in 3 years. And the final, life-changing $250,000 was waiting for me. "And who is the trustee?" I asked, my throat dry. "The trustees are you and your husband, ma'am. You have full signing authority on the account until Olivia turns 35. I hung up, my body numb. My parents, my own parents, they had been managing my money. They had let Cassandra access hers to build her business and her life, while they hid mine from me, leaving it to gather dust in an account I never checked, all while letting her make me feel small and irresponsible. The rage was a quiet, burning thing. It didn't make me scream. It made me focused. I went to see a lawyer, a fierce woman named Amanda Shaw who specialized in estate law. I showed her the bank statements. "This is a clear breach of fiduciary duty," she said, her eyes sharp. "As trustees, they are legally obligated to inform you of the trust and manage it in your best interest. Hiding it is not management. It's theft by deception. We can sue for the full amount, plus interest and damages." "I don't want to sue them," I said quietly. "Not yet." I had a better idea. Cassandra's birthday was in 2 weeks. She was throwing herself a massive, over-the-top party at a new downtown gallery. My parents would be there, beaming with pride. It was the perfect stage. I spent the next 2 weeks preparing. With Amanda's help, I legally gained control of the trust account. The bank, once presented with the facts, quickly shifted authority to me. The $130,000 was now truly mine. I also gained access to the main trust fund, watching the numbers, my numbers, glow on the screen. The night of the party, I wore a simple black dress. It was the same one Cassandra had once called dowdy. I felt anything but. I carried a small, elegant clutch. Inside was a single piece of paper. The gallery was packed with Cassandra's glamorous friends. She held court in the center, wearing a dress that probably cost more than my car. My parents flanked her, their faces glowing with adoration. "Olivia," Cassandra trilled, spotting me. "You came. I'm so glad you could get away from your important work." The subtle dig was there, as always. "I wouldn't miss it," I said, my smile serene. My mother hugged me. "You look tired, dear. Are you getting enough sleep?" "I'm perfectly rested, Mom." "Thank you." The moment came for toasts. Cassandra's husband gave a gushing speech about her brilliance and ambition. Then my father stood up, beaming. "To my daughter, Cassandra," he boomed, "a true force of nature. Your mother and I are so proud of the empire you've built. It just goes to show what you can achieve with drive and the right resources." The crowd applauded. Cassandra basked in the glow. Then, in a lull, I stepped forward. I didn't ask for permission. I just picked up a spare champagne flute and tapped it gently. "If I could have everyone's attention for a moment," I said, my voice clear and carrying. The room quieted, curious. Cassandra's smile was condescending. "Oh, Liv, you don't have to." "But I do," I said, my eyes meeting hers, then my parents. "I'd like to propose a toast as well. To family, and to secrets." A nervous titter went through the crowd. You see, my sister was just asking me the other day if I was enjoying my $500,000 trust fund. I paused, letting the number hang in the air. I told her I didn't know what she was talking about. And I didn't, because for the last 10 years, my parents, who were the trustees of the $1 million trust our grandfather left for us, told Cassandra about her half, but they hid mine from me. The gasps were audible. My father's face went ashen. My mother looked like she'd been slapped. Cassandra's smirk had vanished, replaced by stunned confusion. "They let Cassandra use her money to build her boutique," I continued, my voice steady as a rock. "And they let me struggle, letting me believe I was the less capable one, the one who needed to be more practical. They watched as she mocked me for my simple life, a life I built without a cent of the fortune that was rightfully mine." I reached into my clutch and pulled out the bank statement. I didn't need to show it. Its presence was enough. "But here's the funny thing about secrets," I said, looking directly at my parents. "They always come out. My son actually found mine. He found the bank card you'd hidden to an account with over $130,000 of my money that you never told me about. So I'd like to make a toast." I raised my glass. The entire room, mesmerized, raised theirs. "To the truth, to finally getting what you deserve, and to my new beginning." I took a sip, the champagne tasting like victory. The party ended quickly after that. The gossip was electric. My parents tried to approach me, stammering explanations about protecting me, and waiting until I was responsible. I just looked at them. "My lawyer will be in touch regarding the remaining funds. Don't call me." I walked out of that gallery a different woman. The quiet, underestimated daughter was gone. I used the $130,000 as a down payment on a beautiful little house for me and Leo, the nonprofit I worked for. I became its largest donor, ensuring its future for years to come. When I turn 35, the final $250,000 will secure my son's future. Cassandra's business struggled. Turns out, when people know your success was built on a hidden advantage while your sister was kept in the dark, they lose respect for you. My parents live in a cloud of shame, their perfect family image shattered. And me? I'm finally living a life that is truly, completely, my own. I learned that the quietest people often have the sharpest ears, and the most powerful weapons are sometimes found in the innocent hands of a child holding a shiny, forgotten card.